So we've talked about what matter is. We know matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. We know we can describe it with physical properties. We know it's made up of atoms, which are our smallest unit of matter, and they join up to make molecules, which are still too small for us to see, but they're bigger than atoms. Now we're going to talk about our states of matter. So we have three main states of matter that we talk about. We have solids, liquids, and gases. So there are differences to each, and we're going to give an example. I'll give an example of one, because your matter can go between multiple states, and we'll talk about that. But first, solids. Solids have a definite volume and a definite shape. This lint roller, there is nothing I can do to this lint roller to change its shape. I mean, I could break it, but if you put it together, it's still the same volume and it's still the same shape. So, solids have a definite volume and a definite shape. Their atoms are packed super tight together so that they can't move. That's why they have that solid shape that cannot be moved. Liquids have a definite volume. They definitely have, this bottle of water, before I took a drink out of it, definitely had 16.9 ounces in it. That's all the volume that it can have, but its shape is not definite. So when it's in this bottle of water, it takes the shape of the bottle. If I were to pour it into this cup, it would take the shape of the cup. So liquids have a definite volume, there's a definite amount of it, but the shape can change because it's going to take the shape of the container that it's in. You can see that our atoms are not, they're still in a group, but they're not nearly as tightly packed. That's what lets them change shape to take shape of the container that they're in. Now gases are a whole other story. Gases do not have a definite volume or a definite shape. Gases will spread whenever they're put in something, in a container, in a room, whatever they're put in, they will spread until they fill the space that they're in. So you can see these atoms, they are all over the place. They are completely spread out. They're not in a group at all. So if we think about water, right now, this water is a liquid. Its atoms are in a group, but they're loose. But what if I were to put this in the freezer? If I pour this into ice cubes and put it in the freezer, it's going to turn into a solid. That ice cube has a definite volume and a definite shape. Until it melts, those atoms are super tightly packed. But what if I pour this into a pan on the stove and turn it up and I start to evaporate some of it? Then it evaporates into water vapor. It becomes a gas. And then my molecules are all over the place. So we've got our three states of matter, but most objects can go back and forth between multiple states. You can heat them up to turn them into a liquid or a gas. You can cool them down to turn them into a solid.